Hi everybody, it's Tuesday the 13th of May. I haven't again made an entry for a few days. I haven't been feeling too well. Maybe they are the days for me to do a somewhat deeper share than what I would normally share. It always seems to be if I'm feeling shit and I just don't do anything about it. I just continue feeling shit. 9 times out of 10, if I sit down and I actually share something, chances are somewhere in that share an answer will come, possibly, or an idea will come, or a possibility of something will show itself. I've just been sitting here watching it's called The Liver King, and I really, really liked what he was sharing. I mean, I've done bodybuilding and powerlifting since I was 12, and people never used to believe various things that I would share about it. Sometimes in life, I think people just find something and go, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do, that's it. And that's what I found in bodybuilding and powerlifting. And he says it in a way, he talks about his childhood and how much he hated himself. I can really relate to that, very, very much so. And then he will come into the present day and still talk about how much he hates himself, and I can relate to that too. It didn't matter for me listening to him. It didn't matter whether he was inner child or adult. I don't know if he was aware that that's how I chose to see him talking. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's just my observation. I really felt for him when he shared that when he was 8, he didn't have a dad. And he used to be silly and mimic people and just do silly stuff. And so it's because I haven't got a dad. And he does sort of encroach on other behaviours as well, but sort of didn't go into much depth with them, and that's fair enough. That's fair enough. The whole idea, I'll sort of share something here and then I'll come back to what I was going to talk about. The whole idea, from what I can gather with this documentary, is around these lies that this particular man apparently has said, and he did admit that he has lied, to do with taking steroids and the size of him, and how he'd supposedly started this liver diet, and that's how his whole body changed, eating raw liver and testicles and penises and I mean, I've been a vegetarian all my life, and I could not think of anything worse than anyway. He shares about how he feels about himself when he's nearly knocked himself out at the gym. He's just fucking gone for it and had a really, really good workout at the gym. He feels like he's someone, that he's something, that he's gained something, that he's claimed something. That I don't think claimed was the terminology that he actually used, but he sort of, in that area, he feels like, or felt like, he'd actually done something in regards to or opposed to him hating himself so much, he'd go to the gym and near fucking kill himself at the gym. That's sort of a metaphorical way of saying it, because he's hated himself all his life. He's absolutely fucking hated himself all his life, and they are his words. And as soon as he said that, I could put my hand up straight away and say, that's me. That's me. You know, I've heard some people share about how they made those choices in life of how to love self. Well, you just make the choice. You just say yes instead of no. That doesn't gel with me. I don't get that. I can hear it. You just say yes instead of no. You just choose that line instead of that line. Choose that part of your brain to that part of your brain, or is it back the other way? Or is it at the front, at the back, and then back at the front? Fuck knows. But I've never been the sort of person to be able to figure out how the fuck does someone love themselves. The things that I do in my life, 99% of it comes back to self-esteem. And I'm definitely having a very, very low esteem day when I've done shit, I feel like shit. Some days I just walk through my home and I just feel like smashing everything. Just smashing everything. And it's not about smashing, going off somewhere else and starting anew. I always used to think that that's, you know, on Monday I'll start the elusive diet on Monday, because Monday's the start of the week. And when I was young, I don't know how many Mondays I started. Thank fuck I never wrote it down, because I'd still be bloody looking back over the elusive Mondays. But self-worth. As opposed to self-hate. Hating is easier than loving, for me anyway. Being able to hate myself is so much easier than being able to love myself. I've never, ever, ever loved who I am. I can stand there and put 2 hours of makeup on my face, 6 inches of grease I used to call it, on my face. And still I would not look myself in the eye. I could not look myself in the eye. I hated what I seen. I hated with a passion with what I could see. And I'm not going to say, I suppose, in a sense. I hated what I seen because I seen further than my face. It was like looking into my eyes and I could see into these pools of hatred. And I still do it today. I still fucking do it today. I still hate myself today. I self-harm because I hate myself. I'll go and overeat because I fucking hate myself. I don't drink or drug anymore. But I honestly cannot sit here and say, yes, I love myself. I'd be fucking lying. Lying. I've had years and years of therapy. I don't know what for, because it didn't fucking work. It hasn't worked. I'm as angry as hell tonight. I've tried meditating today. I've tried meditating yesterday. everything feels like it's against me. That's how it feels. I'm not just against the world. It's like the world's against me. And I can pick up on the minutest little things, tiniest little things. You know, it was Mother's Day the other day. And I've always rung my mum on Mother's Day, always. And well, this is the fourth year that I've not rung my mum. That hurts. That really hurts. I've got one sibling in my family. I'm one of 6. One sibling in my family that talked to me. Although it was lovely receiving a text off both my older sisters. That was really nice, saying Happy Mother's Day. And they did that before my own boys said Happy Mother's Day. I feel so bloody insignificant in life. Just absolutely insignificant in life, that I shouldn't be here. I should not have been born when I was born. Sometimes I've stood or sat wherever I was and I've sort of observed other families and I think, wow, I wonder if I may have been a nicer person if I had possibly been born into their family. I've never been able to get a right or wrong answer with that. Never been able to get an answer for that. I know my parents did the best they could with the best of what they had. And I did the same as well with my kids. I did the best of what I could with the best of what I had. But it wasn't good enough. It wasn't fucking good enough. Somehow I had to accept. Somehow I just had to accept. And it truly feels like my boys don't accept the trials and tribulations that, as a mum, that I've needed to adhere to or have needed to experience. Hell, I don't ever recall once my mum standing in for us. If my dad has come home with the shits up, you know, looking for a fight, he was always looking for a fight. But if he ever came home and beat the living fucking crap out of us, my mum did not step in once. She stepped back because she knew what she was in for if she stepped forward. I never once stood back, ever. Not that I expect my kids to, you know, to give me a yay, clap, you know, pat on the back. Thanks, Mum. I don't expect my kids to do that. But sometimes as a parent, just to be acknowledged, to be their parent, would be bloody nice. I'm not perfect, I know that. I've admitted that through all of my pregnancies, through all of my children. I've admitted that I've never been perfect. I've never ever done what my father did to us. Now, some of you are probably sitting back thinking, oh, she's still fucking going on about that. Well, you know what? Don't listen to me. Just fuck off and don't listen to me. There's plenty of people in this world that don't want to listen to me. It fucking shows. It fucking shows. I live in a community that don't fucking like me. I get called a cunt, slut, whatever. Whatever suits them. They call me these things because of rumours. Bullshit fucking rumours. I'm on Facebook. Now, it's embarrassing to be friends with Tony when you've got such a name. Well, you know, fuck me. Everyone's got a closet and everyone's got shit in that closet. Fuck. I was put on a fuck site. A fuck site. And the community that I live in, they all knew. Oh, they were all happy to pass the fucking photos on. Not one fucking person come and told me. Not one person. I'd be undressed in the supermarket, not as in physically, but mentally. I could see their eyes. And even my kids mentioned things. At the age of 12, one of my boys came home from school with 16 photos of me. Now, I made 3 photos for one person that I was going out with at the time. And he tried to blame my boys for putting me on a fuck site, which was bullshit because my boys didn't have the code. Okay, I'm still going on about it. What I'm wanting to talk about are the feelings that go along with that. What I want to talk about is how I'm busting my ass to move forward from it, and how an area that I live won't let me. Won't let me. My kids don't want me to live here anymore. I don't have it in me to fucking move. Mentally and emotionally, I don't fucking have it in me to move. I fucking don't. Fuck. I don't even know why people are born. What the fuck are we born for? If there's no niceties in life, what the fuck are we born for? I still can't figure that out. I did the fucking best I could by my 4 boys. Even if it meant getting my fucking head belted in, I did the best by my boys. But that doesn't seem to matter. Doesn't seem to matter. Some people just want to forget certain things. I know I do. I want to move forward, and I have moved forward with a lot of things. But for some reason tonight, this particular topic has really reared itself. And I'm thinking, because I've watched this video or this documentary in regards to this guy that was doing bodybuilding, and he was a brute. He was a brute. You could tell he hardly had any percentage of fat. Good for you. Fucking good for you. And who gives a shit if you bloody lied to get there? Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger lied. Fuck me dead. In the bodybuilding world, powerlifting world, there's 2 different bodies. One body of people will allow you to take steroids, but it doesn't particularly say it on the headline. And another particular body of people whom are natural, well, you're not allowed to be caught with them. So obviously you can tell, depending on which body of group they will go to, whether they take steroids or not. So, mate, if you ever listen to what I've got to say, fuck 'em. Who cares? As long as you're happy, that's what fucking counts. Now, everyone's so fucking quick to judge. So fucking quick to judge. But who's to say that those people aren't pedophiles? Who's to say those people don't go home, shut that front door and knock shit out of their kids? Fuck, my dad had a white-collar job or a blue-collar job, whatever one wants to call it. Shut that front door and he'd fucking knock the shit out of us. Hell, I can remember being 11 or 12 years of age, and he made me strip down to my underpants in front of his mates, 4 or 5 men in the lounge room. Now I'm 11 or 12 years of age, trying to cover myself, and he's belting me with his belt. Now, not one of those fucking men pulled him up. Not one. You fucking weak arseholes. That's all I've got to say. If I ever see you, people, which I think you're all fucking dead anyway, I would knock your fucking blocks off. That's how fucking angry I am. And so fucking shamed to have to cover myself up as a young girl at that bloody age and have my ass walloped with a frayed ironing cord. For what? I can't even remember what for. But to do it in front of your mates and laugh? What the fuck was wrong with you, Dad? You fucking nutcase. I only wish now the night that you fucking knocked me out, that you displaced the retina in my fucking eye, that you fucking gave me permanent brain damage because I could feel my brain swooshing all over the place in my head the night that I found out that those Tweety birds are real. They are fucking real. I only wish now that I kept on flogging you in the fucking head when I grabbed the cord. I really, truly wish now that I did that, or that I'd picked up the fucking fire poker and stabbed you in the fucking head with it. You, my supposed darling father, as far as I'm concerned, you ruined my fucking life. And you bastard, you're fucking dead. You're fucking dead. So you don't have to answer to anything. I do. We do. Us kids have to answer to it. I fucking answer to it still every day. Every fucking day. Because I have permanent mental brain damage. Because of fucking you. And your cunt of a way of parenting. Fuck. That was a mouthful. But I suppose it's okay, because no one, it's just me. It's just Tony. So who gives a shit? No one's going to listen to it. Fuck, nobody can even bloody say, yes, they're friends with me on Facebook. It's embarrassing. She's embarrassing, so don't do that. I felt that as a little girl. I felt that as a child. I was told as a little girl that I was nothing but fat and ugly and would never ever account to anything. I would never get anywhere in life, ever. And that still rings true in my ears. Still rings true in my ears. I listen sometimes to the people that are addicted to plastic surgery. Somewhere along the line they'll admit self-hate. I could admit to that, and if I had the fucking money, I'd be on the table too. I'd be on the fucking table pronto. Because I fucking despise what I see in the mirror. I fucking despise it. But before I get to say I despise it or even think of it, I've got my dad's fucking head in my face. I can hear his words in my ears, yelling and screaming, dragging me through the fucking house or one of my siblings, dragging them by the hair or the foot through the house. Who gives a shit if their leg gets caught in the door fucking frame and nearly break their hip? Who gives a shit about that in your eyes? Fuck. And then the police would turn up. You lazy bastards never did anything. Anything. I wish they had a hotline that we could ring to complain about useless fucking police. I couldn't tell you how many times, living here, I've rung 000 to be told, we can't help you, Tony. We can't help you. By the time we get out there, it'll be over. I'm being chased through the house, getting beaten. I actually fell over holding the fucking phone, and the officer goes, "What was that?" And I said, "Fucking me." And I'm screaming, "Get away from me, get off me," kicking. But no, they couldn't come and see me. They couldn't come and help me because it was too far to drive. The police station is not even a 30-second fucking walk from my fucking front door. Not even a 30-second walk. But it was their night off. So I had no one to call local, so I had to call 30 minutes away. You know, these are the loopholes that when I first said that I wanted to do this, these are the shitty fucking loopholes that as a mental health patient or even just a person in the community have to put up with. Have to fucking put up with. Life's shit. There's nothing happy about life. Life is fucking shit. I was born in a family that didn't like me, never loved me. I was born to a couple that never wanted me, that told me all the way through, "You were the one we never wanted. Ha, ha, ha. Funny, funny. Real fucking funny." And then if there was anything that I'd achieved, I'd never get a well done or anything like that. Fuck. No wonder I'd just sit there and play the piano for fucking 8 hours a day. And just keep on playing. I'm so fucking angry tonight, I don't know what to do with my anger. I'm so fucking angry. And to hear that little boy, that breaks my heart. All people want to do is be angry at that man for telling lies. But can someone please have an element of sympathy for the life he had growing up? He said it himself. All he wanted was a dad. All he wanted was someone that would look after him and he could call dad. There's nothing wrong with wanting that. It's not right that he lied, no. But he had the decency to fucking tell you that he lied. He had the decency to tell you that he lied. But everybody will hold him in contempt for whichever way as an adult. No one will sit back and go, "That's really horrible what happened to you as a child." So I'm going to say it. It's really awful what happened to you as a child. And I really feel for you because I know what it's like as an adult to yearn to have someone say to me, "Well done. That's a bloody good job you've done. Well done." Because I've never got it either. I've never had anybody give me fucking accolades. Jesus. Here I am, 21, picking up 135 to 140 kilos, squats and deadlifts. And if you don't believe me, have a look online for you cunts that have made fun of me over it. But did I get, a whoa off my family for it? My older brother rang me and said, "What'd you pick up?" And I told him, and he was like, "Fucking yeah." He was stoked that I actually picked it up. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you. But as for the rest, no one would believe that a woman would pick that up. I had so much fight and so much aggression and hurt and anger inside of me. My older brother rang me that morning before the competition even started. And he said to me, "Just think of the shit Dad used to do. That'll get you under the weight, Tony. Just think of what Dad used to fucking do to us." That's exactly what I thought. So I was able to pick up 135 to 140 kilos. squatting and deadlifting in front of a room of about 100 people, probably even more. Wow, that's the biggest fucking thing I've got to offer in life. I have 4 boys. Each of the relationship with my boys is different. My eldest son was groomed by a nasty little witch that lives in Wagga. He won't come back. I'll never see my son again, ever. I did the best I could fucking do. My 2 middle children, they talk to me as lovely. It's lovely. I have a great relationship with my 3rd son. He's in a heavy metal band, he plays drums, and he's damn fucking good at it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm mum. I'm saying it because it's fucking true. My mum and I used to sit here. My mum was 82 and we would sit here because I've had 2 sets of drums in my dining room for 7 years. And people would go, Christ, how do you put up with that? I didn't care. I didn't fucking care because I knew this kid had something. I knew this kid had a gift, and that gift was to bash the shit out of those drums. And he's damn fucking good. He's a fully qualified bricklayer. My eldest son's a doctor. My 2nd son, he's in the forces. And my youngest son, he just stopped talking to me. Came up for a weekend. He stayed at a B&B. I thought we had a lovely weekend. I truly, honestly thought we had a lovely weekend, and then just, that was it. Can't talk to him. I have no idea why. You know, I hear songs on Facebook talking or singing an ode to their mother. I really wish some of my boys would hear that. I know growing up was really hard for my mum. I know that. And my mum she apologised. She apologised profusely because she couldn't do anything. Things were completely different back then. They didn't have everything that they offer these days. If you think having a bad life or a rotten life is because your mum or dad might ground you, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. That's called getting clear boundaries. Compared to what people used to go through growing up, it has swung right over the other way. It's gone from being knocked out and kept knocked out for a period of time to, ooh, he swore at me. Find a fucking life, for Christ's sake. The longer I'm in recovery, the more important, the more intrinsic I can see being brought up in a healthy, valued way is paramount. It's fucking paramount. One of my boys just last week brought something to my attention, and I didn't even realise that I had been doing this. I apologised. I owned it, even though I didn't remember, but I owned it. And I apologised profusely, because that's what we do. As parents, that's what we're meant to do. As individuals, as human beings, that's what we're meant to do. I don't want my son to be stuck with that in his head for the rest of his life. I don't. And I don't want it to fucking whir around in my mental head for the rest of my life either. As time passes, I wonder less and less, what the fuck is there really to get out of bed for? What? Human behaviour is disgusting. It really is. Human behaviours are absolutely disgusting. My boys laugh at me, calling me the old cat bag cat lady, or whatever you call it. I got a cat that I thought was a male, sorry. I just said, distinctly I wanted a male. I didn't even think to look. It was a rescue cat. 2 months into it, cat's looking a bit fat, looking a bit round. And within a few days of that, we've got an extra 4 kittens in the bathroom. And they were born around the time my mum died. So I just couldn't get rid of them. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't. They're in a run out the back. Nice big place where they can run. They get looked after better than what I did. Better. I'm so tired. I'm tired of trying. I really am. I'm tired of trying. But what else can I do? What else can I do? I got asked a really fucking stupid question about a month back when I was in hospital, and I had to listen. I had to listen to a door slam for over 8 hours. It worked out approximately 1 every 10 seconds. 2,880 times I listened to that fucking door slam. Well, I self-harm when I'm out of control. I self-harm. I'd been out and I told them several times that I'm not coping with it. Didn't want to know about it. Didn't want to know about it. The door being locked was more important. I told them I had acute PTSD. An acute depression, BPD, and none of it was of my own cause. None of it. Anyway, I ended up self-harming, and I showed one of the nurses, and I know she was quite shocked by it. Now, I didn't do it to shock her. I did it so that they knew where I was at. So they knew where I was at. Because the stupid dumbasses couldn't figure it out. And I was in a hospital. In hospital. You know, a health profession system, and they still didn't get it. But there was one bitchy little piece she was. She looked me dead in the eye and she says to me, "Do you think that that was a really smart choice to self-harm?" And I looked at her and I said, "Really?" And then I said back to her, "This is a healthcare professional place, or a healthcare profession. Do you think that it was a really smart choice to not do anything to help me, to not put me in another room, to not listen to me? Do you?" She just looked at me and walked out. Again, all mouth, all talk. No, they're trained. They're meant to be trained. Meant to be trained. And then as a visual and as an individual, when the person or a person loses the shit, they get the blame. Not the people that are around them that have allowed a certain behaviour to go on. Now, it wasn't my behaviour for the door to shut or to slam. It made no difference shutting the bloody door because the goddamn fucking windows slammed and rattled and whatever. The noise was still there. One of the very first things with anyone with PTSD are loud noises. I can't handle fireworks. I'm out of there. The last time I listened to fireworks, I was in Wangaratta, the New Year, and I went and got in my car and I had to put something over my head so I couldn't hear it. I just couldn't handle hearing it. And I knew it was because of the PTSD. And I felt angry with myself because I didn't go prepared. I usually put earplugs in and then something over my ears. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But of course, they won't take accountability. They won't. Now I've got to go back in that very same hospital because I have to have a laparoscopy done. And I don't want to go. Honest to goodness, I don't want to go. I don't want to go back and see those nasty, bitchy little faces that mimicked, that laughed about me at the counter while I was in bed, trying to focus on something different and counting. Until all I could focus on at that time is to count. And then when I left, I rang a friend who knows what it feels like to be where I was at. Yeah. Let's have our "Are you okay" day. That's why I fucking hate that day. Are you okay? Because no one really gives a shit. Not even in the professional bloody services themselves. No one gives a shit. They don't. And then when people die, it's like, oh,
Well, maybe we could have done something. You think? You think you could have done something? Giving someone a pat on the shoulder doesn't make it all go away. It doesn't. It fucking doesn't. I've been told before by a support person, 2 years of counselling is plenty. You should be right. 2 years. I don't know, maybe I was just extra fucked in the head, I don't know. Did they have that? Different categories of being fucked in the head? Maybe that's something I'll ask the next time I go and see them. All I can say at this stage, for where I sit and where I'm feeling and what I'm feeling tonight, is I just don't feel like life's fucking worth it. I have no idea what I was born for. And I've said that all my life. Mum, I have no idea what I'm born for. How do you find out? She used to just look at me like, what the fuck? She never said that to me, but she just looked at me really strange like. Do exercise, they say. That'll help you. Do some exercise. Some days I'd be at the gym for 5 hours. 5 hours. Now I'm going to have some people saying, oh, it was far too long, blah-diddy, blah, blah. And you know what? Arnold Schwarzenegger was there sometimes for 8 hours a day. His best mate, little Sammy, whatever his face was. Same, he was there 6, 8 hours a day. Yet if anyone else does it, oh God fucking forbid. God forbid. Everybody knows everything about nothing. That's the conclusion I've come to. Is that everybody knows everything about fucking nothing. And then the ones that are going through it, that are willing to share what it's like, to share how it feels to be in that particular position, to feel so vulnerable, and still not be heard. What the fuck is wrong with this world? Honestly. I used to have a lot of empathy for a lot of people. Used to. Honestly, I'm just finding now that I'm having less and less empathy for people. Yeah. I just want to go to bed and cry again. And wake up again to another shitful day of life. Take my medication again. Can you all just stop judging? Just stop judging. it just might, it just might help the world to be a little bit nicer, just a little bit nicer. I don't really know what else to say. The last few goes that I've spoken, I haven't known what to say on the something funny bit. Just haven't. I don't know if it's because I can't find something funny to say, or if I just don't. I don't know. I just don't know. No, I'm not going to go and bump myself off. That's what you're all thinking. Well, okay, I'll share something very, very quick. It is a little bit funny, I suppose. When we were growing up, I was probably 7 or 8 years old, my dad decided he would paint the house inside and out. So he brought some undercoat home from his work, and it was pink. It was like a shitty, yucky pink. But he painted the house, and it was pink for 4 or 5 years. And when we'd be either picked up or dropped off from sport or something like that, because Mum couldn't always come and pick us up because Dad had the car, people would go, "Oh my God, who lives in the pink house?" And of course we'd all go, "I don't know, new people there." We'd, make up excuses, sort of hang back a little bit so that they hopefully won't see us walking in. Then my dad decided to, he got this big gusto of energy to paint the house white. He brought the paint home from work, started painting. Now, we didn't realise until he'd finished painting that our house was glowing in the dark. He worked for the DMR, Department of Main Roads, and the paint that he painted the house with was the white paint that they put on the road that glows. So we've gone from having a pink, embarrassing house, because it's ugly, to a white, glowing house, one that glows in the dark, and people go, "Wow, look at that. How fucking cool is that? These people have got a glow-in-the-dark house. That's fucking cool." I'm pretty sure he ended up getting other paint and repainting over it. Yeah. Try and be kind. Just try and be kind to people. As the Dalai Lama says, if you can't help, just don't hurt. Just don't hurt. Sometimes just one kind gesture goes a long way. I remember years ago, a lady had left her money, an elderly lady had left $500-600 in the ATM. And these young hoodlums behind me went, cool, look at the money we're getting. And I just went, I don't think so, guys. And they said, well, you're not having it. I said, no, I'm going to take it over to the lady. So I got my money out and I kept her money aside and I went over and gave it to her. These boys, you know, I was too busy being stupid bitch, blah, blah, blah. And she said, oh, love, she said, thank you so much. She said, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have all that money. But it had been 3 weeks since she'd spoken to someone. Sort of partway through the conversation. 3 weeks. Anyway, take care.